I'm Dr. Greg Niemeyer. I'm your instructor for eating disorders, and I'll be responsible for introducing you to the world of disordered eating. Imagine for a moment that we're all sitting together in a classroom, hundreds of us, and I were to ask you to raise your hand if, when you thought about your weight, you thought that you might like to lose a few pounds. What would you see? Well, if I asked the guys, what you'd see is a few hands going up here and there, and they'd mostly be people who were legitimately overweight. After all, nearly 60% of us in America are overweight, and about a third of us are actually obese. But mostly what you'd see is guys just looking back and forth at one another with a dumbfounded look on their faces. Now imagine that I asked the women in the class that same question. What would you see then? Well, hands would be bolting up all over the place. The vast majority of women would clearly like to lose a few pounds, and it wouldn't be limited to those who were legitimately overweight. In fact, in a recent study of over 37,000 young women conducted at Exeter University, nearly two-thirds of them listed their appearance as their biggest concern in their lives, a concern that starts early. The majority of 12 and 13-year-old girls, for example, had been or felt that they should be on diets, and their levels of self-esteem were directly related to their dieting experience. So you can already see something very important about eating disorders, and that is that it's gender-related. But it would be a mistake to see these issues as the exclusive province of women. While roughly 9 out of 10 individuals with an eating disorder are women, there are growing indications that men are developing weight-related issues at increasing rates as well. For example, if we ask individuals in our same imaginary class to consider whether or not they felt embarrassed or self-conscious about their underdeveloped bodies and wanted to bulk up and look more powerful or massive, we would see the reverse of our earlier response. A smattering of women would raise their hands, while a legion of men, if they were honest, would sheepishly raise their hands in acknowledgement. Still, for most of us, food is a natural, healthy part of our everyday lives. For us, eating is a nutritional, recreational, interpersonal, and maybe even a broader socio-cultural experience. It helps us to sustain ourselves, and it brings us pleasure. It serves the direct function of nurturing our bodies, replenishing our energy, and helping us to grow strong and remain healthy. It serves recreationally by bringing us pleasure, introducing us to new tastes and pleasures, and satisfying our cravings for all of our favorite foods. And it serves interpersonal and socio-cultural functions. When, for example, we celebrate accomplishments with a toast, we share a holiday feast with our families, or we simply invite somebody out for lunch for business or pleasure. In short, for most of us, food is fun, and eating is an integral part of healthy living. For others, though, food has become problematic. Eating becomes a fearful or depressing prospect that invites guilt, anxiety, and self-loathing. We become obsessed with food, with having it or not having it, and our personal, emotional, and interpersonal worlds come to revolve around food in a way that's complex and sometimes tormented. In short, food comes to consume us and to regulate or compromise our relationships to ourselves and to other people. This course is all about disordered eating, clinical and subclinical. Anorexia, bulimia, binge eating are covered in detail, along with attention to related issues like overeating, nighttime eating, eating restraint, and chronic dieting too. We'll also spend time looking at special topics, underscoring the complexity and the variability of these disorders as they play out in different quarters, based on age, gender, culture, and so on. In addition, we'll also extend our discussion more broadly to include the interface between nutritional and emotional lives, and we'll emphasize a holistic approach to psychological and physical health. In the end, I hope that you'll learn a great deal about healthy and unhealthy patterns of eating, and examine a wide variety of specific eating disorders and their treatments. So whether you're taking this course as part of your psychology major or as part of a health or sports sciences program of study, or simply for your own interest to satisfy your curiosity about pathological patterns of eating, I hope that the course will meet your needs and will address your interests. We've designed a course that's highly interactive, and I hope that you'll enjoy it too. You'll find lots of linked readings, videos, as well as audio streams, PowerPoint presentations, and discussion boards to keep you interested and involved. You'll read widely in the contemporary research, treatment literatures, and also have an opportunity to demonstrate your knowledge in a range of quizzes, tests, and assignments. Everything is structured for you in a way that's straightforward in a series of 15 sequenced modules. Because the course is available to you 24 hours a day, I hope you'll take the opportunity to make progress through it whenever works best for you and your schedule, and that you specifically schedule time to work on the course each week. If you schedule an hour or two, 3 or 4 times per week, That should be enough to keep you up to pace with the course. You're welcome to work a bit ahead or behind in the course, but tests and assignments will be open to you for specific periods of time, so be sure to check the dates that things are due so that you don't miss any due dates. If you click on the course calendar, you'll find all the requirements and the associated dates, so be sure to make a note of these as soon as possible. And if you haven't already done so, now is the time to order your course materials as well, so that you're set to make progress in the course right from the outset. As the semester progresses, we'll post announcements and updates for you, and we always welcome your participation, questions, or feedback regarding the class. Our goal is to provide you with a front row seat onto the defining issues within the world of disordered eating, and to introduce you to the conceptual, empirical, and professional developments within this rapidly developing field of study. So, welcome to Eating Disorders. I hope you find this course to be educational and engaging, and I look forward to your participation in the class.